Hi guys, I'm here to do a paper 1 essay outlining practice for IB English A, Language Literature. So the text that I brought today is from 2022 November exam. And today I'm going to do a non-written text, which is already given. This is a cartoon, and the guiding information says the following text is from a cartoon series called First Dog on the Moon, which is published in The Guardian, Australia. As I always emphasize, what we must check first is the guiding question. And then, as I already circled, the guiding question asks that discuss how visual features are used in this text to underline a serious message, which means we are supposed to compose our body structures according to what is asked. So our 3 different body paragraphs are going to focus mainly on 3 different or multiple different visual features, mainly, not like mainly linguistic devices, etc. And whenever we finish a body paragraph, we are going to continuously digest and remind the serious message that the cartoon is trying to emphasize. Then, given the assumption that this seemingly easily understandable, simple cartoon is already read by you guys, I'm going to start a practice. So for the present, where does the cartoon come from? Then we have to say the title of the cartoon is First Dog on the Moon, and it is a cartoon series released on The Guardian, Australia. And the assumable target audience would be obviously English speakers, mostly Australians, obviously, because it's the Australian newspaper, who appreciate. To be more specific, we can say that people who appreciate entertaining content, at the same time who are interested in environment protection related purpose. For the purpose, obviously, as we can guess from the guiding question, is to alert readers on the grave issue of plastic overuse and its calamities on our ecosystem. Here it goes, the thesis. And I have chosen to use a bit different body structure for this essay, so I'll tell you in detail when I talk about the body paragraphs. Here we go. The very first body paragraph. Since the guiding question is too specifically asking us to focus only on the visual features, so this time I have decided to structure my essay to have a purpose-oriented body structure, which means for each body paragraph, the main difference will be the different purpose of each body paragraph. And then multiple different visual features are going to support the different purpose of this cartoon. For example, for the body one, I'm going to say diverse visual features are being used to familiarize the audience to the issue. In other words, I'm going to say that the main highlight of this body paragraph is the very first purpose of this cartoon. The cartoonist wants to familiarize the audience to the issue, since people don't really know, or people would not be that much interested in the issue in the first place, or people would not want to read the cartoon thoroughly in the first place or something. So by using multiple visual features, the cartoonist has the very first purpose to make people being interested and being intrigued by the cartoon, right? So I'm going to point out multiple evidences. First is the most impressive one, in my opinion, because as you already have read the cartoon is starting with the situation that in the middle, the cartoon starts the very familiar story of waking up in the morning, and you find yourself being something different, completely different from the past version of you last night, which is the illusion of the Franz Kafka, his novel of Metamorphosis. You know, the novel is having the storyline saying protagonist is waking up in the morning and then finds himself being an insect, something. So I think apparently this cartoon is utilizing such illusion to grab attention of the readers. Next visual feature is characterization, because the cartoon is setting plastic bag, which is a very common product. Everybody uses it every single day, literally. So that I guess setting protagonist in that item is a way that the cartoonist wants to grab an attention or somehow intrigue the readers. Third is the color scheme in general from the beginning. So in the beginning of the cartoon, it has a gray background and the weather outside is quite stormy. So somehow we can assume that it is foreshadowing some like unfortunate sequence of the rest of the story where the plastic bag is experiencing or encountering the grave reality of the kind, I guess. And one more thing I would love to emphasize is one more visual feature of, again, the same color. However, focusing on the color of the plastic bag itself, since normally we connotate the color blue as something clean or something refreshing, etc. That's the basic connotation of the color blue. However, I guess the cartoonist wants to set the color of the protagonist as a very ironic way, since the very plastic bag, which is the protagonist of this cartoon, is a major pollutant of the entire ecosystem. However, it is like being depicted as a clean and fresh color. So maybe we can also point out that to support the first purpose. Next, as I said, I want to focus on second purpose, which is to bring awareness of the issue, since people haven't had much knowledge or much information of the grave level of the issue. Therefore, the cartoonist brings lots of information, lots of unknown facts, lots of unknown data that people haven't really noticed about. Therefore, multiple visual features are also supporting such purpose. So first visual feature that I would love to point out would be the world map, which is showing the plastic bag Gaia, which is literally located everywhere in the ocean of the world. So that can be quite like shocking, at the same time quite informative. Also, other visual features would be the plastic materials that depicted as flowing in the ocean all together with the other plastic bags here. So we can see that these are going to be another visual features that informs the readers how ubiquitous, negatively ubiquitous the products are everywhere. And last one of this body paragraph would be, again, the color scheme. Since it is the cartoon, I guess it's really evident that we focus a lot on the characters and the color of the characters, right? And when it comes to the purpose of bringing awareness, I want to say the other color schemes, such as like brown and quite barren land and very rare green colors in here, could emphasize the devastation or the desertation that caused by the plastic bag overuse. So people can raise their awareness of the seriousness of the issue. The last paragraph also has its own purpose, which is to call action. It shows like 1 million plastic bags are used every minute. Therefore, it goes even deeper. It goes so much further deeper into the ocean. You know, I guess it shows again the greatness of the problem. So I wanted to use this visual feature as the last body paragraph's evidence, and also it's not exactly a visual feature, but as an additional detail, I want to say the cartoon's subject word is changing from I to we. I guess it somehow symbolizes the meaning of embracing and then somehow giving the responsibility to all of us, so that not only the single plastic bag, every single plastic bag, and not only the single individual, but all of us should start to act to change our behavior. And the very last one finishes with the protagonist alone, just like the beginning of the cartoon. So it has the purpose of redrawing our responsibility of taking care of the issue. In conclusion, we are supposed to point out some limitations of the cartoon, such as like we do some counter reading and finding out some limitations, such as what could have been done better, or what are some innovation points that could have hindered the effective reading or effective understanding of the readers, right? So considering the purpose of the cartoonist, we can say that potentially I personally thought that the content or the depiction or the characterization of the protagonist itself is a bit too casual to alarm the grave depth of the plastic overuse. In other words, if I put more detail of it, since it is already written, the cartoon is trying to deliver really significant problem or like really devastating problem of like 11 million tons of floating plastics everywhere, etc., etc. However, the graphic depiction, the visual features themselves don't really seem that like tragic or devastating. It would have been much more shocking and impactful if the cartoonist drew the plastic Gaia like much more realistically and vividly, you know. So that's the potential counter reading that we could. And as you know, you finished the conclusion with rephrasing thesis. So this is the end of the outlining of this cartoon. Thank you so much for watching this much far, and I will see you with the new video. Bye.